Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather. Here I like to help you get your memories documented. Today I am joining a whole bunch of other crafters for the Love of Crafting and Sharing YouTube collaboration that we do once a month. And this month our theme is dies. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. All three of those things really help my YouTube channel grow, and I thank you for your continued support. So down below in the description box will be all of the other crafters who played along with this month's theme. And so I started with die cut. So I started with the photos, and these two photos are of my puppy Maggie, and she is wrapped up in a blanket that I made a couple years ago. It's a rainbow Afghan that I crocheted, and this was a photo of I think it was last winter when we went to go pick up my daughter from school one day. And so she was all bundled up in the front seat in the blanket. And so the blanket is very vibrant and bright. And I really wanted to just pick one color to focus on with this layout. So I ended up picking yellow because yellow is one of my favorite colors to work with. And so I am going to be working with yellow, black, white, and I think a little bit of gray, maybe. I can't remember. No gray. And so you can see up at the top left corner that I have some die cuts pulled out already. I pulled out some black and yellow hearts, a yellow label, some yellow flowers, and so I have those die cuts that I went ahead and pulled, which is not that much. However, I wanted to add some mixed media, and I wanted to use this paper glaze. Now the paper glaze is a little bit thicker than a texture paste, or thinner than a texture paste. So I wanted to use just some white texture paste and mix the yellow paper glaze with it, because the paper glaze has a shimmer to it. And I just thought that it would be really pretty. So you can still see some of the black polka dots kind of seeping through, or not seeping through, but peeking through once it dries. And I'm using a Tim Holtz Sun Ray stencil. I just really loved the way that looks. You'll see here in just a minute once I reveal. It's so pretty on that black and white paper. And I'm just going to set that aside and clean up. I'm not going to do that on camera. So now with the magic of editing, everything's all cleaned up and dry. I did dry it with my heat gun, so there is a little bit of warping here on the paper. And the paper is actually from an old Cocoa Vanilla Studios collection. The other side had, I think, cut aparts on it. And so when I started, I went ahead and just pulled out some black and white papers. And then I also pulled, as you saw at the very beginning, a Lawn Fawn 6x6 paper pad, which is what I used, the yellow paper behind the photos. And I absolutely just love the way that this looks. I think that when you have a photo with multicolors, you really can make the photos pop more when you just focus on one color with black and white, because black and white, they're not competing, right? They're not competing colors. And so you really can use any colors with black and white. And Emily, you can see Emily's little fingers, my daughter. She's here telling me where she thought it looked good. And I'm also going to pull out some of my epoxy flair that I have from Scrap and Happy Studio. I have this little flair that has a little Dotson on it, and it says Dotson Love. And so I'm going to stick that overlapping the photo and that flower die cut. The flower die cut came from an older Vicky Boutin collection. Again, I just went through my random ephemera that I don't have with collections anymore and just pulled out some black and white and yellow ephemera. So now I'm just using those die cuts. So like I said at the beginning of the video, this month's theme is die cuts or dies. So some people might be using their die cutting machines, and dies, like metal dies, and cutting out things and using them that way, I decided to go with die cuts that I just have been sitting in my stash that I wanted to use up. And so I really felt like the page was kind of just looking like it needed something. I felt like just the black and white dots needed something behind it. So I end up pulling this white and yellow paper, which is from an Amy Tan collection, I think from Picnic in the Park. And I'm going to trim the layout down on two sides. And then I am going to mat that on that yellow and white paper. And that, for me, it just did it. It just made it pop. And it just added an extra zhuzh. I don't know. I really, really love the way that it looked. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. And again, the paper is a little tiny bit warped from the mixed media that I did, but I love it. And so now I'm like, okay, let's work on the title here. And so I end up using this die cut that says favorite, and then pulling in some black foam thickers, and just my title is going to be my favorite. Emily wasn't loving it. She was standing here with me. She was eating her lunch during her school break while I was filming this, and she was like, I don't really like the "my" there. And I said, well, it's there now, so there's no moving it. It's on the photo, and I actually like it. I think it looks cute. So yeah, I'm going to do a little embellishing with the die cuts that I have pulled out here. This die cut says "Good Times Together," and then I'm going to do like a little cluster up here with the heart die cuts and the flower die cuts. Some of them are from Simple Stories, and then I don't know where the other ones are from. I also pulled in some puffy stickers, puffy heart stickers in the yellow and black. At the bottom, they kind of look like the die cuts on camera, to be honest, and they are from Elle Studio. And then I'm pulling in another epoxy flare that says House Full of Dots and Love. And I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put the black heart up on pop dots just to give it a little dimension. And what am I doing next? I don't even know. Oh, I'm pulling out some thickers. I believe that these are from Cocoa Vanilla Studio as well. And they're just foam. So they're not thickers. They're just foam hearts. And now I'm going to add some black Nuvo drops in a couple of places on my layout for my little bit of finishing touches that I just feel like it just adds a little something extra to my layout. So here is a playlist that I put together in a video that I think you will all enjoy watching. Check those out, and make sure that you check out the description box below for all of the other amazing crafters who are in this hop today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Bye.